In the book, these packets became almost sacred objects to you. You guarded them, you worried over them, you grieved when they might not reach the right hands. You fulfilled your mission, but what did they represent to you beyond just the curriculum inside them?
It was my reason to keep going. It was my life. It was my life. So what did that trip mean to me? It meant it was the difference between living and dying. It was that important to me.
Take us a little bit on that trip. This is a huge boat. You have 26 ports.
They'd say ship,
Ship.
huge
Sorry,
ship.
ship. Yes, of course, ship.
I got corrected a lot
Oh,
in a
I
lot
would
of
have.
ways.
They would have corrected me way more than you. But 26 ports. The ship pulls into port, and you immediately are off the ship, searching for these ministers of education, the heads of state that are in charge of education in these 26 different areas, and hand delivering them these packets. Is that how it worked?
That's it. And always the first off. Always the first off, because if you're not the anybody who's listening and is into cruising, if you don't want to be in a line, be the first off the ship. So if they'd say we're pulling into port at 8, I was in line at 7:30.
Okay, but there was a part of the book that really I thought was very humorous. I think it was in Sydney, Australia. Is that right? Tell us a little bit. You have a story there.
I'm not a line cutter inner. So these, people think, I don't know, everybody's got their own impression of cultures. And I don't want to seem like I've pigeonholed people, but the British, for us from the US, seem to be like, just a well mannered, or they're the hooligans. Hooliganism in sports was, they liked to tell me there in Great Britain that it was something that started in England. But organized. They love a line. You have to respect a cue, they'd say. And maybe that was World War II when there was rations, and the way to survive was staying calm and in a line to get your rations. In the U.S., it's just that's not the way we operate here. I don't think there's that respect for a line. But I had sheared off my crown. I was in agony. Cruise ships have doctors and surgeries, and if you have a heart issue or a broken bone, you're set. If you have a cavity or an abscess, anything that's wrong with your mouth, you're in trouble, because there's no dentist on that ship. And the way the timing worked, I had a window in Sydney to get off that ship and get to a dentist to fix this crown. And if I missed that window, I was going to have to miss the ship, try to figure out how to get on it in some other port. And at this stage, I mean, right now, I'm not coughing, I couldn't walk a flight of stairs without having to stop. I mean, I was still very sick. My platelets were bad, like my blood count was not good. I was way underweight. So this was a bit like I could not be the person who had to then navigate her way through. Australia's it was hot, and it's a massive country. So I had been waiting way before everybody else, but in a separate space. And when the Cunard people brought me out, there was this long line of passengers, mostly British, and they all started yelling out, "She's a line cutter in her, get her out." And folks that looked so sweet to me, over the weeks before, had like lasers coming. There was fire coming out of their eyes. They were so angry. I really thought I was going to get stoned. And then example of not using good life skills, shouted back like a child, shouted back, "I'm not a line cutter inner. I'm not. I'm a good person." And ultimately, the Cunard person had to squeeze my shoulder, threatened to kick me off the ship because I was engaged with these people. And incredibly, just as we were pulling into port, the Cunard officer said to the woman behind, "Can this passenger with a medical emergency get in front of you?" And the woman said, as people are shouting, "Yes." And then everybody quieted down, let me in. I made it to the dentist, literally with 1 minute to spare.
Ah, but you did it.
Made it.
You did it every time. You delivered on all 26